Hey guys, it's Jaclyn, and today I wanted to film a little tutorial for you guys. I posted a picture on my Snapchat quite a while ago now, and it was a picture of me with like this dark olive smoky eye, and a lot of you guys requested to see a tutorial on it, so I thought I would film that for you guys today. But originally I was inspired by this picture of Kendall Jenner, and she has this amazing dark olive smoky eye with like some golden colors, and it's a very dewy, fresh makeup look, and she has a really soft baby pink lip, but she's super bronzed and really tan. So I thought it was gorgeous, so I thought I would do a look inspired by that, and I think we might as well hop on into it. Okay, so with the smoky eye, sometimes people like to do the smoky eye first since we are going to be using dark colors. So if you are a little unpracticed and you think it might get a little messy, I would recommend doing the eyes first. But I'm going to start by doing my base because I just kind of want to get that out of the way. So I'm actually going to start by using a facial serum. So I have a damp beauty blender here, and I'm going to do a couple of drops of this facial oil actually right into the sponge. And this is going to help make the foundation or whatever base you choose to put on just look super glowy and keep everything looking really fresh. So I'm just going to kind of blend that oil all into my sponge. So I'm just going to go in with my Makeup Forever HD foundation. I'm going to mix a couple of the colors just because I'm a bit more tan than usual. But I'm not quite as tan as Kendall was in that photo. I should have put on some like fake tan so that way I could be as dark as she is. Sometimes when I do tutorials like this, I wonder if you guys like to see like my whole face and do the base, even though it's pretty much the same with every tutorial, especially when it's a look like this where it's really more focused on the eye. Do you guys like seeing like the entire makeup, or would you rather just see like me start with my foundation on and stuff and then just do the eye? Let me know because I'm curious. So I'm just going to kind of dot this all over my face. Then I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender and kind of blend it all out. The great thing about using this oil with it is that it just gives you that natural kind of sheen. So I find it really helps make whatever foundation you're using look a lot more like dewy and natural. And especially if it is like a full or medium to full coverage foundation, it just makes it look so much more like wearable, and I just find it a lot nicer. So I've been really loving using a bit of the oil into my beauty blender. Then I'm just going to go in and kind of cover any little blemishes that are peeking through still. Next, you're just going to want to go in with any brightening under eye concealer. Okay, next I'm going to take a bit of a cream bronzer. This is the Chanel cream bronzer here. Like I said, Kendall is super tan in that photo, so I'm going to warm up my skin a little bit. So I'm just going to take a foundation brush here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Complexion brush, which I love, but it sheds all the time. Like, can you see these little bristles that are getting in the product, which is kind of annoying, but it works really nice. So I'm just going to kind of warm up all the edges of my face, so like around like the hairline, into the cheek. Okay, I'm feeling quite bronzy. I'm going to go in and set some of my face with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. I'm going to use this just because this isn't like a mattifying powder. It still leaves you with a bit of a glow. So it'll lock everything in place, but it's not going to kind of dull out your look already. And I'm just going to focus this product underneath the eyes because I tend to crease there, and then through the T-zone. Next, I'm going to set the rest of my face with the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish Natural in Medium Dark. And this is a bit darker than my actual skin, so this is going to kind of act as a little bit of a bronzer, but again, it's going to kind of set everything in place, which is nice. Now in this photo, Kendall doesn't have too much of a blush on, but she might have a hint of something kind of peachy and orangey. So I'm going to go in with this Inglot Blush that I have here. I'm going to go in with this orange one here. And I'm going to use a very light hand and just pop that on the apples of the cheeks. And then just to add a bit of a highlight, I'm going to use the Loumanizer. This is a really golden, champagne-y kind of color. And I'm just going to pop that on the top of my cheekbones. Next, I'm going to fill in my brows, and I'm going to use my Anastasia brow powder. This one's in medium brown. And Kendall's brows, I mean, they're not too crazy or a crazy shape or anything, but they definitely are nice and full. So I'm just going to kind of follow the natural shape of my brow and just fill it in. Once I've filled in my brows with a powder like how I like it, I'm going to just comb through it with a little bit of a spoolie. And then I'm going to lock everything in place with a brow gel. This is the Essence Make Me Brow here. And And I've been loving this stuff. It's super affordable and it's really effective. So I'm just gonna comb through them. Okay, so now we can move on to the exciting part. Let's do the smoky eye. So I'm gonna start with a green base. There's a couple different things that you can use for this. I'm gonna go in with this cream shadow from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Veruschka, which is this amazing olivey dark green. But you could also go in with like a liner and just like put it all over your lid and smudge it out. So I have one here from the Body Shop, I believe, the Face Shop, sorry. The Face Shop, and then this one is Pure Minerals. And these are both really gorgeous, kind of olivey greens that would work perfect. So I'm just gonna take this cream shadow, and then I'm just gonna pick up the product and just put this all over the lid. And this is gonna act as a base for the shadows that we're gonna put on top, and it'll just help reinforce the color. Especially when the product is wet, you wanna make sure you don't open your eyes too much so it doesn't stick to the top of your crease. I'm just gonna go with a clean brush now and kind of fan out the edge of that color. And then very carefully with whatever you have left over on your brush, you just kind of want to run that on the lower lash line. Okay, so next, while the base is still tacky, I'm going to take my pigment, and this is what I'm going to use for the eyeshadow. This is from Naked Cosmetics, and this is in the shade UR03. It's this gorgeous olivey green, but it has those kind of flicks of gold inside, which is very similar to the color that Kendall wore. I'm going to spray a little bit of Max Fix Plus onto my brush, and this will just help the pigment adhere. So now this is where it can get a little messy. I'm just going to tilt my head back and focus the product all over the lid. So I've just completely packed the product all over the lid, and I'm gonna let that set, and then we'll buff out the harsh edge once it dries. Oh, this color is so pretty. I'm gonna take, again, whatever I have left over and just run that under the lash line as well. I would keep a loaded powder brush close by. That way you can just kind of sweep away any fallout should you get any. So now I'm just going to take a small crease brush. You really want to make sure that all your brushes are completely clean. That's kind of like the key to a smoky eye, because if you have messy brushes already that have some product on there, it's just going to make it very muddy and it's going to get very crazy looking very quickly. So that's the key. Start with small amounts of products, slowly build up, and then make sure that all your blending brushes are really clean, and that'll keep everything transitioning really nicely. So I'm just going to blend out right now the edge of the green, and that'll kind of help it blend into the transition color that we're gonna add next. Okay, so now that that's blending a bit better, I'm gonna go in and add my transition color. So I've got Saddle here from MAC, which is just like a warm matte brown. And this is really just gonna help blend my skin tone into like the green. So again, I'm just gonna load that up on that small pencil brush. I'm gonna start on the outer corner, but slowly work my way in. And now I'm just really using this small domed crease brush to kind of put the color in. I'm not going to really use this type of brush to blend it out, but this is just going to really make sure that I have tons of control where I'm placing the color. Next, going back in with a clean blending brush, I'm going to buff that line out. For the longest time, I thought with my eye shape I could never do a smoky eye, just because I always thought that I didn't really have lots of like lid space. I have lots of like brow bone area, but not lots of lid space to work with. So I thought I could really never pull off a smoky eye. But the more you practice, you'll kind of see what shapes are flattering for your eye shape. And definitely don't be intimidated if you don't think you have the right eye shape for it, because there is no right eye shape. Okay, now I'm just gonna deepen the color a little bit. I'm gonna go in with some darker matte browns that are more on the cool side with a little touch of black. Now I'm kind of focusing these darker colors more on the outer corner of my eye and blending that up into the crease. Okay, so now that we have the bulk of the product where I want it, I'm going to go in and do some of the more detail work. So on Kendall's eyes, it seems like there's a bit of a golden shade on the center of her eyelids. So I'm going to go in with Half Baked from my Naked palette, which is just like a very true golden eyeshadow. And I'm going to pop that on the center of my lids, and I'm also going to put a little bit of that on my inner corners. It also seems like she has a little bit of a top liner on, but it seems very soft and not too defined. So I'm going to smudge a little bit of that black eyeshadow just into my upper lash line, and then we're going to go on in with a Khôl liner and line the inner rims of my eyes. I'm going to use this giant Khôl pencil from Essence, and I'm going to use this on my lower lash line as well as my upper tight line. Okay, so I think I'm happy with all of the eye makeup. I'm going to go in and do some lashes now. So I just have these, they're kind of old and grungy to be honest. They're these lashes from MAC. I'm just going to pop them on. It doesn't look like Kendall has too many false lashes on, if any at all. So this is just a kind of short and natural looking lash, just because I basically have no eyelashes, so this will just make it look like I've got regular length eyelashes. Okay, so lashes are on, they're dried. I'm gonna go in with an eyelash curler now and just kind of curl my natural lash to the false lash, and then I'm gonna go in with this Essence I Love Extreme Waterproof Mascara. Oh my gosh, the wand on this mascara is absolutely massive. Like, I feel like I'm gonna take out my eye while I do it. Okay, so now for the lip. Kendall has kind of like a baby pink nude kind of lip color. I have a couple different lips. Oh my god. Like I always say, is it really a Jaclyn video if I don't drop something on the ground? It's okay, it didn't break. Woohoo. As I was saying, the lip color. So I have 3 different nude lip liners here. I've got Charlotte Tilbury Pillowtalk, which is like an absolute favorite. I have this Essence lip liner here in Girl Next Door, and this Rimmel lip liner in 30 Natural. Any of these types of colors would work. I think I'm going to go for the Charlotte Tilbury just because it is a bit more pink than the rest. And I feel like Kendall's pulls a bit more on the pink side than nude. So I'm just going to line my natural lip shape. And then for a lipstick, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hot Lips lipstick in the shade Kim Kardashian West. And this is just like, again, that perfect baby pink kind of nude color. And I'm just going to put that all over. Now I'm just going to blot the color a bit with my finger because I don't want it to look too intense. Okay, so I hope the lighting didn't disappear too much, and I hope you can still kind of see what's going on here. But this is a completed look. I think we did a fairly similar job to what Kendall had on her eyes. I mean, I don't think I'm rocking it nearly as good as she is, but I think this is very similar to the eye makeup that she had on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial today, and I hope that you step out of your makeup comfort zone. I mean, you guys know me, I never do smoky eyes, nonetheless wear colored eyeshadow. I think for the longest time I was always super intimidated to wear colored eyeshadow just because I do have green colored eyes, and wearing colored shadow seems a little scary, but there definitely are flattering ways to wear it, and I think you just kind of gotta push yourself and experiment. I mean, it's just makeup, it comes off at the end of the day. So I encourage you to try something new and to try out a smoky eye if you've never done it before. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please leave any other tutorial suggestions down below, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye! Three Canadian animals.
Wait, that are only indigenous to Canada?
Hey, you're getting too specific with this. 3 animals that could be from Canada, like...
Okay, alright.